She exudes an essence. I'd cause chaos if I looked that stunning. And for those tired of Ariana, let that sink in. It's amusing how some people are just envious. Ariana isn't spreading negativity. She's serene and savvy. She's seizing opportunities, and rightfully so. I've noticed a pattern among women who've also been betrayed but haven't bounced back, now siding with Lala or expressing fatigue with Ariana. Let's be honest, they're upset and can remain so. Have you seen how Ariana's smile seems different lately? I also think she may have adjusted her lips. Her upper lip used to be thin and almost disappeared when she smiled, despite filler over the years. It definitely looks different now, even with filler. Perhaps she had a lip adjustment or simply learned to manage her upper lip better. Not sure though. Plus, a genuine smile is always broader than a forced one. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, I managed to make Ariana laugh. It was an intro for episode 3 of Love Island on the LI Instagram account, and I posted a gif of Kristen Wiig sweating from the Body Fusion SNL skit. Honestly, I was surprised she even responded, lol. On the other hand, turns out Ocean has an Instagram now, which is kind of funny given her recent podcast comments. No underage child should have an IG account. Lala mentioned this on her latest podcast, saying she initially created an IG for Ocean, but later abandoned it because she believes kids don't need Instagram. She also mentioned that Ocean watches the Kardashians, and she wants her to look up to them because they're seen as bosses and have a strong aesthetic. Well, there you have it. I commented on this on the Scheana versus Lala post, but I got the name wrong. Lala is the biggest hypocrite, publicly shaming Scheana while doing the same behind closed doors. Even if it's private, those photos are now on the internet for all 3K+ followers, and that's acceptable. I do believe there's something brewing with Lala, who appears to have asked anyone she knows with a podcast to interview her, with only one podcast besides her own agreeing, using her recent podcast interviews to discredit Scheana. I think we're witnessing the downfall of that annoying BFF friendship. Towards the end of the season, I noticed Lala making passive-aggressive comments about Scheana behind her back, but on camera, to people like Ally, and now I'm fully convinced she views Scheana as a joke and is trying to undermine her to shift attention away from herself. Hopefully, people will soon realize that most of us don't actually want to see her on any of our beloved Bravo shows anymore. Their moms may be annoying, but those little ones are undeniably cute. I hope they're shielded from the world their parents are part of. I don't like Lala, but I do think she's a genuinely good mother, and I wish the best for her little ones in Little Summer Moon. Unfortunately, I have a soft spot for Scheana. Maybe I just relate to her desperation. However, Lala and Malika, from the Kardashians, use the same sperm donor company? This is getting strange. In the latest episode of the Kardashians, Khloe and Malika visited California Cryobank, and the exact same man who greeted Lala also greeted them. What kind of marketing strategy is this? I'm starting to wonder if Lala was compensated for this. Nothing on the Kardashians is typically unpaid sponsorship. It's almost certain Lala received some form of payment or a discount for the sperm. Heaven forbid her child has a sibling whose parents are not celebrities. I'm concerned about the fact that these sperm donors can end up fathering more than 20 children, and those children often have complex emotions about being donor conceived. These issues arise because men produce numerous sperm in a single donation, especially high-quality donors accepted by these banks, and these banks divide those donations into separate units for sale. The entire process of gamete donation is controversial and fraught with ethical issues. I know this because my husband and I have 18 embryos frozen that we'll probably never use. We're undecided about having a third child. I researched donation options and discovered that offspring from gamete donation often struggle with their situation. It's similar to discovering you're adopted, except you also have 25 siblings, and your biological father is someone who donated sperm for extra money. Now he has his own family and likely little interest or ability to form close relationships with his 25 children. This particular sperm bank is well known and quite famous, so it's not surprising that both Lala and Malika would choose it. I imagine it's one of the largest and oldest in the country. It makes sense that they have one man as their PR or public face or go-to person for on-camera clients. And if they received a discount, good for them. There are many ways to create a family, and there's nothing wrong with reducing the stigma around donor sperm. Additionally, VPR fans on Facebook are a unique bunch. This comment was regarding Sandoval potentially joining Dancing with the Stars next season. The responses are unbelievably wild. At least, they got Ariana's name right for once. It's usually spelled Adriana lol. It's bizarre how they've twisted the narrative from Ariana being cheated on and betrayed by her partner and friends, including others who knew and went along with it, to now accusing Ariana of using him, ruining his life, and having an affair? Everyone's entitled to their opinions, but wow. Apologies for my not-so-great editing of the names and profile pictures lol. I hope I edited them all out and didn't miss any. The second picture shows replies to comments in the first picture. They're completely invested in this narrative. I've always thought that in Tom's mind, he shifted the affair from something he caused to something that happened to him. That's why his apologies never seem sincere. He genuinely believes he's just a bystander in all of this. And only with him to get ahead. Ariana endured years of being dragged down by Tom. Everything that made her appealing to viewers clashed with Tom's actions. I became a fan of Ariana when she consistently called out Jax, something Tom initially disliked but later adopted when he saw viewers approved. Everything positive Tom did that fans liked seems to have Ariana's influence. It's clear now. Ariana always faced the consequences of being associated with Tom, while Tom often benefited from being linked with Ariana. Moreover, the most uncomfortable moment on VPR was Scheana telling Shay about Rob. We were all Stassi in that scene, reacting with a collective yikes. It was indeed uncomfortable for Shay, especially when he took money from Scheana's bank account under the guise of their marriage, supposedly for his studio but likely for drugs or other expenses. I never liked how he deceived her before their marriage. The whole situation was unsettling. Scheana exposed Shay's addiction on camera, then expressed reluctance for him to be completely sober after learning about it, making it all about her struggles. Scheana has always been focused on herself. Even in her conversation with Shay here, she seemed to take pleasure in having moved on while he hadn't. Shay wasn't perfect, but I can't help feeling sorry for him in this scene. Scheana seems to pursue men who aren't interested in her, like Rob, Adam, Max, and Brett. She was more infatuated with Rob than with her husband. Her priorities seemed to revolve around trivial matters like installing TVs quickly and cultivating friendships. I don't understand how people could be friends with or fans of Scheana, who callously exposed Shay's addictions on TV and then flaunted her relationship with Rob. It's repulsive. Furthermore, Scheana's questionable support of Shay's sobriety included wanting him to drink occasionally because she found him more enjoyable that way. This demonstrated a lack of empathy, support, and a misunderstanding of addiction. Instead of genuinely supporting Shay through his recovery, Scheana pursued her own agenda, as usual. On the other hand, binged the entire series in 3 weeks, and here are some random thoughts. As a reality TV junkie who's been into Housewives but avoided VPR, I started with House of Villains and was captivated by Jax. Initially, he seemed attractive and charming, so how bad could he really be? After finishing that series, The Valley started playing. I binged those episodes and still found Jax okay, thinking Brittany was more problematic. That's when I realized I was committed to watching VPR to unravel it all. I also had no clue about Sandoval, but had heard the term. Well, Jax turned out to be awful, haha. He had no redeeming qualities on VPR, to the extent that I went to re-watch House of Villains with fresh eyes. It's interesting how they capture his worst angles on VPR, considering he's probably charming in real life. We've all met guys like that. The Valley is also odd because on VPR, Jax is portrayed as this immature older guy, yet he has these wealthy, serious, age-appropriate friends. I didn't like Brittany on the Valley, but ended up liking her more after watching VPR. Once I committed to VPR, I avoided learning about Sandoval until I got to those episodes. I feel sorry for everyone involved in that mess, but what a dramatic capstone to potentially wrap up the series. These people are masterful liars and seem to live in a state of cognitive dissonance. I loved coming here afterward, especially the posts trying to piece together all the affairs and relationships. Some other random thoughts. I initially hated James, but he ended up being my favorite. Jax's return in season 11 just to go after Sandoval was entertaining. Obviously, Scheana was awful to Shay. I don't adore Katie as much as many here do. Schwartz definitely had a glow-up as he aged. I respect Lala, especially her sobriety, considering her environment. And Peter is oddly attractive. I think that covers most of it without diving into specifics. I'll definitely casually rewatch to catch the episodes I missed while dozing off, but powered through to learn about Sandoval. And about Schwartz having a glow-up as he aged, Katie gets a lot of love on the VPR subreddit. It's easy to forget how she was Stassi's sidekick in earlier seasons. She's grown on me a bit, but she's not my favorite. It's true, people really disliked Katie on the VPR subreddit for a long time. Schwartz was always seen as the lovable, goofy golden retriever, while Katie came off as explosive compared to his laid-back demeanor. Now that people are seeing the flaws in the Toms themselves, opinions on Katie have swung, possibly overcompensating for past criticisms. However, in the middle of season 4, James was caught lying to Kristen about sleeping with Jenna, and he seemed nonchalant about it in his confessionals. It's baffling how he thought that would play out once it aired. I didn't start watching the show until later seasons were about to come out, so I didn't follow the cast closely before then. What was the general opinion of James at the time for doing this? Watching the show again after everything with Sandoval is definitely a different experience. Also, Kyle Changnitz was a jeweler. It's worth noting that interviews are conducted after filming wraps, so by the time James was joking about it, he and Kristen were already broken up. It's ironic because when James cheated on Kristen, he specifically told her, "I've never slept with anyone else while we've been together." He repeated the same line to Rachel when they were dating, despite the cheating rumors circulating before she moved to the Le. Additionally, hey everyone, I'm currently watching VPR, and I'm up to season 7. I've noticed Ariana and Kristen gradually becoming more friendly, especially during a lunch outing with just Lala. It seems like Ariana went from not wanting to be around Kristen to suddenly being friends. There was a whole focus on Ariana and Stassi getting closer, but did I miss something between Ariana and Kristen? What brought about this change, aside from just growing up? Ariana and Kristen have mentioned that their reconciliation wasn't shown on the show. This is why there's a stark contrast from them seemingly hating each other to Kristen being supportive of Ariana after Tom cheated. Production didn't give their reconciliation the same spotlight as Ariana and Stassi's. Moreover, it's been almost a month since they opened, and Sass still isn't showing up on Google Maps. I find this really odd. When I search for sandwich shop near me, SF doesn't appear, and it's not easy to find their address without going through their Instagram. This seems like such a basic step for a newly opened business. Could it be that they're experiencing long wait times and aren't looking for extra customers, Or maybe they're concerned about negative reviews. It's quite strange in my opinion. Regarding the Google Maps issue, it actually does show up for me. They have listed hours, a website, and online ordering via Toast. There are a few one-star reviews from people who haven't visited, never opening, I checked your permits. Ariana was a mistress, etc. But there are also plenty of detailed 5-star reviews with photos. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.